When people show you who they are, believe them. Really, Nova? Really, Nova Bordelon? Does that include you, sis? Anyway, listen. What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Listen, you guys already know what we are here for. Queen Sugar, Season 6, Episode 3. You would come back different. Listen, I don't know what the hell going on. I'm just going to be honest with you. I really don't know what the hell going on. I mean, this is just Episode 3. It's supposed to escalate and get like a little bit more typical Queen Sugar dramatic as the season goes on. I'm so dazed and confused. I really am. I'm so dazed and confused. But we're not going to pick scabs on the review much. We're going to do it down below, okay? Because we really like to have a conversation down below. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe, please. You'll not regret it. Don't forget to thumbs up, everybody, and comment down below. Now, y'all know I'm still on location. Still on location. So, welcome home, Prosper. Apparently, Prosper is not dead or deceased. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm still not sold on the fact that Prosper is alive. Like, I still think we stomping around in somebody's dream. Whose? I don't know. Maybe it's Ava's. I don't know. But, okay, Prosper's home. And they welcome him back home. They got a welcome sign on. All the Bordelons there except Micah. And I don't think Rob was there. Or Darla. I think it was Charlie, Nova, Vi, Hollywood, and Billie. Billie feeling some type of way because he just talking and just so glad to see all the Bordelons, including Vi. You know, he stayed with Vi a little while when the pandemic went on. And she looking at all of that and thinking, he's just so open and warm with all of you all. I wish he was that way with me. And Charlie just kind of comforts her and just tells her, you know, give it some time. And, you know, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I'm just saying that because I mean, you and your daddy got issues. We found a little bit later on what those issues may or may not be. I'm pretty sure that's not all. I'm pretty sure that's not all. It's no small thing. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. But at the same time, I don't know. We see Charlie trying to encourage her. At the same time through this episode, we see Nova kind of dragging her. And Aunt Vi joins in on it a bit too. You know, we don't get to see Billie talking to her daddy. We never get to see Billie talking to her daddy. Maybe it's coming on down the line, but it's such a big part of what's going on, why she's there, but we don't get to see them converse. We don't get to see them converse at all. She in the same room with him, but she talking to Charlie. You know, later on when Nova comes to visit, she on the porch and he inside sleeping. He FaceTime Hollywood down at the Bordelons Center, the real spot. Y'all know that's from Brandy's album. The Bordelons Center. Anyway, he FaceTime and she in the background talking about your steamed chicken is ready. Like, I mean, until I see the two of them together, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's a weird setup. It's a weird situation. The way it's coming across is still very disjointed. Y'all tell me if y'all feel the same way. Anyway, let's get into it a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go group by group. Vi and Hollywood. She's still tipping and dipping. Okay, slipping and sliding. And Hollywood sees her and calls her on it. While she tiptoeing out to the car, he's standing there waiting on her. She closed the trunk down and look around and like, ugh. He said, what the hell going on, Vi? Okay, so she take him over there to the hotel where Paula J. White, Parker character is over there, and her and the son, Gabriel. And she come to the door all scared as a rabbit. You know, and he clinging on to her. And Hollywood right away sees that the boy needs a little bit of, encouragement, and takes him on inside. She got a ton of food for him. I'm like, well, how big is the Frigidaire down at the motel? I mean, if I had a box this wide, this long, yay long and yay wide, child, packed to the hilt, and she was rolling up some money out of the register and tucking it down in there too. I was like, well, how long is all this food gonna hold? Anywho, he go on in to play tic-tac-toe. Y'all know Hollywood. Hollywood is just good company. You can take Hollywood anywhere. He gonna be fine, right? And then Paula J at the door, and she started talking about how he lost his job and she lost her job during this COVID situation, 2020, and all them being in the house together, Gabriel and everything out of school, and he went from popping in her mouth here and there to full on punching her in her face. And she could take it. She could deal with it. Paula J. Parker's a good actress. She's a good character actress. And she plays, downtrodden well. That's what I want to say. She played downtrodden well. And she said, but when he started hitting Gabriel, that's when I had to get out of there. And then Aunt Vi just rah-rahs her up, and just tells her, you're going to get over this. You won't even recognize yourself in a few months or so after you've gotten your freedom papers and everything. And you overcome this. You are going to be so happy. It's a good moment. She really encourages her. Later on, we see them walking away from the hotel, and Hollywood walking behind Vi, asking her, why didn't you tell me? And she deflects so hard. She tells him, well, I didn't want you telling me that I'm too busy helping other people and not helping myself, instead of letting me, do what I do. And he was like, what are you talking about? You could have trusted me with that. And she said, and you got some nerve to be trying to tell me I need to slow down. You the one need to slow down. The only reason you did this real spot is so you can help folks too. And he was like, and I know why he did it like that, and just shook his head and walked off. And then she thought better about, she had gone too far, obviously. So she thought better about, she should have said something a little bit different. He went on, got in his truck, and got the hell on. Hell is the word of the night. Just FYI. But he was looking at her like that because, I started the real spot because I needed someone. I needed to have some brothers I can bounce it off of. It was one of the things that brought Hollywood back from the darkness. I'm talking about the darkness of it all. And she knows that. Same thing that's saving you and keeping you is keeping him. Service to others. But that don't mean you keep secrets. That at least he told you about the goddamn real spot. He ain't sliding money out of your bank account and going and starting a club, a lounge, a pool hall, a juke joint. Vi, you need to get your ish together. You out of line. You out of line. You're out of line. And I'll be glad when Hollywood finally stand up to you, really, really stand up to you and give you the talking to you need. Because right now you feeling like you all the sense is in your head. Anyway, later on at dinner, they seem fine. They having a huge dinner for, it ain't huge, it's the family, child. Ra is there and Darla. They acting like everything cool and copacetic. They talking now. We don't never get to see the reconciliation. We just see them talking now. Maybe they just talking and acting like everything's Gucci. Ra and ain't Vi is what I'm trying to say. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So, Ra and Darla sitting next to each other, and Davis and Charley sitting next to each other, and Vi and Hollywood sitting next to each other. On these are four sides, and on the fourth side is Micah and Nova. Nobody ask about Calvin. Now, Aunt Vi got a woman off the street that she helping and talking to about her business. She all up in Billie and Prosper's business. She all up in Ra's business. She all up in Charley and Davis's business. She all up in Micah's business, prophylactic business. Okay? But you ain't said not one mealy mouth word about where Calvin is. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Girl, bye. Your girls can't wait to ask you what happened to the dude that you brought to Ralph Angel's wedding last year. Who you know? Who you friends with that don't ask? And an auntie? Girl, goodbye. That's fine, whatever. Later on, Hollywood has its grand opening of the real spot. It is a huge success. It looks really great. Aunt Vi did all the food for it. We see where Hollywood shares a story, a really, really sweet story about his mom. It's a tender moment. He was trying to invoke the other guys to share their own stories too. We didn't get to hear all that, but we got to see everybody's kind of relaxing a little bit. All the guys relaxing a little bit after they FaceTime with Prosper, and just feeling more comfortable to share because he shared such a vulnerable moment. But we didn't get to hear Micah say anything at all. Later on, Paula J. Parker's character and her son Gabriel they down at the diner out in the open, child, and Hollywood come in, and him and Gabriel just clicking, and he thinks it is all kismet because his mom, who is now deceased from COVID, Hollywood, her favorite angel in the Bible was named Gabriel. And so he feels like this is sort of another obligation for him, another opportunity for him to be of service, to do the Lord's work, right? Come on now, ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all know how I feel about it. Anywho, Ralph Angel and Darla, both Roz Kane Halls are a bust. Okay, they are flat out a bust. Okay, and he desperate for money. He get the call about the Kane Halls on his way into the town hall meeting. I don't get all these town hall meetings. You got a federal lawsuit in place. Why are y'all still meeting in these town hall? Why are y'all still waiting for this white man to tell y'all when they gonna mull it over? Why do you have all these other people who ain't even on the goddamn lawsuit in it? It's supposed to be a closed hearing. If anything, you guys should be having mediation. But we still pushing these town halls where we got all these wayward behind mayonnaise people standing up talking about it ain't fair, it ain't fair, it ain't fair. And we have yet to have anyone say what's really fair. Well, Nova tried to do a little bit, child. Anyway, Ralph Angel got everything riding on this lawsuit. And like I said, Ralph Angel and Vi talking now. I mean, I don't understand. Well, while the guys was meeting down at the real spot, the ladies was meeting over at, looked like they was at Charlie's house. And it was Darla, Charley, Nova, and Aunt Vi, and they was all having wine. And they was asking her about how her and Hollywood doing. She said, we got our little bumps just like everybody else. Then Nova asked Charley about Davis. Did you talk to your political people about the Davis situation? You know, because that is the skeleton that they was asking you about. And she was like, no, it ain't nobody's business. I can be, you know what I'm saying, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me and everything. And ain't nobody gonna ask me about my past and where they do that at. You know, she just kind of brushed it off. I was like, Charley, that's where they do it at. Politics is where it gets bloody, baby. They will rip the meat from your bones, sis, and your man's bones, okay? You know they gonna dig up, old girl you paid off. Did you get her to sign an NDA? Huh? What about them babies? Huh? What about them babies he got out there? Huh? What about that? Outside of Micah. Girl, you're naive. You're naive as hell, but we gonna talk about it. Anywho, Darla expresses this sense of dread. She can't explain it, but something is telling her that something really, really bad is going to happen. And she don't know what it is, and she's scared. And Aunt Vi say, listen, what you're not going to do is give up on joy. Trust joy. It's okay. Things are so raggedy now. People have a hard time. And I agree with this when Vi said it. Trust in joy. Trust joy. Trust joy. Ooh, don't you let nobody steal your joy. But listen, that is your discernment, dollar. You better gird your loins. You better gird your loins. And they done had a doula come out. They need a doula and a midwife. They don't find this out until they done hired a doula. And, oh, we just love you so much. And we just think you're going to be perfect to have our little baby here at the house. And she was like, yeah, fine. That's good. Y'all going to be great parents. But have y'all gotten a midwife? She was like, wait. I thought you were a midwife, you know. And Ralph Angel was like, I thought it's not. Ain't that what you do? Don't you get the baby out the uterus? And she was like, no, the midwife does that, and she is more acutely associated with the baby, the infant, right? I just help the mother breathe, learn how to breathe through it all, right? And they were like, well, ooh, that sounds expensive. And she was like, well, you got insurance. If you got insurance, they'll cover most of it, and the rest you can cover. She was like, oh, okay, good. Tell me, let me know when you find somebody, and then we'll work together in tandem to bring your little baby here to the earth. So Darla says to Ralph Angel, we already in hock to the payday loan people, up to our gills, okay? And the crop's not that great. He said, but we're going to get the check right here from the federal government. And she said, well, is it going to be that much? It's going to be that much. Maybe it's time for us to ask for help. But maybe we can have the baby. That's your discernment. Your discernment is saying, get lean. Okay? Your discernment is saying, get low. Huh? Your discernment is saying, gird your loins. Batten down the hatches. Huh? Oftentimes before one gives birth, okay, one has to go through some things, right? And this is what Darla is feeling. She's feeling, you know, this anxiousness because things have been going real gravy between the two of them. Ralph Angel tell her, we're not gonna ask for no help right now, even though Charley asked him, if you need some help, let me know. Why Charley don't know more about what's going on with you and your finances? He tells Darla, just trust me a little while longer. Don't give up on me yet. And it kind of shames her into not wanting to push the birth at the hospital. Girl, you could roll this back. He may be the head, but you the neck, sis. Something in your Noah is telling you something is going on. And if I was you, I would go ahead and tell him, listen, I have not been feeling myself. I want to make sure I have a full hospital staff on deck. And we're going to do it at the hospital and let that be it. You see your man trying to make it happen for you and trying to be something he can't be right now financially. And for you to let it all unfold, I'm just saying, you feeling that dread, baby. You are under obligation as a Proverbs 31 woman to get that neck. Get that neck to move that head the way it's supposed to be moved. And Ralph Angel need to get his behind back down there to that doggone senior center and be working. You wearing a mask everywhere else. Ain't no reason Ralph Angel should not be working. And listen, if you can manage a doggone vaccine drive, you can sit and answer the phone in somebody's office. You should be working online, Darla. Y'all getting on my nerves with this. And why y'all not getting unemployment? Why you not getting unemployment? You was laid off because of COVID. Ralph Angel, why you not getting unemployment? Why you not getting PPE? Let's talk about Charley, Micah, and Davis, okay? The episode ended with Charley and Davis, right? But we're going to talk about Noble last. Okay, so Charley calls Micah. Micah is spiraling and drinking. He walking down the street, drinking a beer, acting super drunk, right? Like stumbling, like a little bit, like, you know, wavering. And he is talking like a drunk. You know what I'm saying? Forgetting his manners, answering the phone. Yeah, who is this? Yeah, what do you want? Something like that. I don't know. But she was like, that's how you talk to your mama? He was like, what's up? What's up? What's up? He reveals that he's neutral about Davis and their relationship. He just don't want her to be hurt like that again because that almost broke them. Okay, broke her. And she talks about the dinner at Aunt Vi's that they went to. She was just letting him know this is coming up, and I want you to just know we're gonna let the whole family know at that time about me and your daddy. And he was like, that's fine. Okay, so then at the dinner, everyone welcomes Davis, but ain't Vi. She's a little slow to come around, but she eventually comes around. He brought her some flowers, and Davis gave a really nice speech, a toast. He apologized to them once again, and he thanks them for the second chance that they're all giving him. It's a nice moment. You know, and then there was the normal dinner camaraderie, conversation, that type of thing. It was all nice. Hollywood gave a beautiful prayer, right? And I couldn't help but wonder if they were addressing the Calvin situation through Hollywood's prayer, because he was talking about we done lost people and all this stuff. I thought he was talking about COVID, but when nobody brought Calvin up, like no one has yet to bring up Calvin, I said, well, maybe they were sweeping Calvin up under that lost rug too. I don't know. Let's see. Later on, like I said, all the dudes gathered down at the real spot. Like this was like the next night after the dinner. The dinner went great. The next night, dudes at the real spot, the ladies at Charlie's, and everybody's going around talking. Darla talks about her dread. Nova wants to drag Billie. Now she didn't already drag Billie, semi-dry snitched, and drag Billie down at the town hall meeting. Don't trust her. You can't trust nothing she says. I was like, eh. Now you sitting here with the girls and y'all drinking, and you talking about, she's a real snake. She can't be trusted. And everybody was like, we thought you was cool. Like, what happened? Y'all was inseparable in high school. And she was like, just when someone shows you who they are, you have to believe them. Really, Nova? Really? Huh? Really? You said what now? Okay. But we're going to talk about it. Anyway, so while they're doing that, Micah's down at the school house, and him and his friends talking, you know, they righteous talk, they woke talk, and he's standing there listening, and one of the school security guards come running out the building. You know how when they call a code 44, a code 99, code 22, and then they want to seem like they doing something, child, and they get to running all off in different directions and holding their gun and jiggle, and running. It scared him so bad he thought they was coming to attack him. Instantly, like that, he having a panic attack. And the guy with the pink lips, I said, look at how pink his lips are. Like, I mean, what are we to think? Anywho, Michael was like, I can't breathe. He was like, are you having a panic attack? Have you ever had a panic attack before? He was like, I don't. And then he just broke down crying, and he was crying. And the guy was like, do I need to call somebody for you? No, you the one. You here. Michael was like, nah, just stay here. Just stay here with me. And he was like, I thought he was coming for me. I was just like, Michael, what's going on? What's happening? Do you see what I'm saying? How we ping-ponging all over the place right now? Michael drinking. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't talking to nobody about these feelings. Not Ra, not your Aunt Vi, not your daddy, not your mama, not Professor Cougar Hot Pants, okay? And you got this dude you talking about it with, but really you're not even getting into that good. Like, it's just episode 3. So while he having a panic attack, Davis and Charlie, now they on the lawn at the end of the episode, and they talking, and you know, he's gonna move to he got a job in Vegas as a coach up there, and not in Vegas, in Los Angeles as a coach. And you know, he asked her about them, if she thought she wanted to move, and she was like, my life is here in St. Joe, but I can come up there on the weekends. And he seemed like he was cool with that, even though we all know long distance stuff don't work, and we all know that Davis's penis is got a hair trigger on it, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't there with hot puss on command, then somebody else gonna be there with hot puss on command. And a hot mouth if you ain't careful. Okay, Miss Honey, just telling you, sure. You got to be with your man. Okay. So, you know, he telling her he just want the simple life. He want to go to work, make a difference there, and come home to her. Beautiful, loving, kind face. And Charley is going into Charley mode. She going into season 1. Let me handle your image, and we gonna handle the press and everything, and people gonna believe what we make them believe. And he was like, well, I don't even have to have all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, you know, want to do me, and it just be me and you. Like, I don't care what other people think about me. She was like, let me handle it all, okay? And he was like, okay, fine. I was like, okay, Charley, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Okay. Okay, Pocahontas. That's not right. I should have said that. That's not right. But y'all know Elizabeth was the same way. She wanted everybody to believe that she was all Gucci and all gravy, right? And y'all, oh no, that might be thinking about Susan Collins. Okay, scratch the whole Pocahontas thing. Susan Collins. You trying to get everybody to believe your ish, and it's steadily coming out how many skeletons you got in your own closet, girl, and you can't be trusted. Really, you need to slow down. If you want the limelight, Charley, you're going to have to understand that you're not going to be able to snow everybody in this politics game like you did with Davis in this other situation. You're just not going to be able to do it, girl. People going to see through all of that, and they're going to dig, and they're going to dig, and they're going to dig, child. Well, she wants to go ahead and get it popping, and they take a little selfie, child. And when they take the little selfie, they post it on their page, Black Love with a Black Heart. And they start getting hits right away. And he was like, oh, okay, Gucci. Like, I was like, that's social media. That's social media. Once they start pulling out all the truth, and this woman starts, you know, dropping down in people comment sections and stuff, it's gonna be a whole separate situation. But Charley, you the publicist, you the public relations guru. So let's see what you do with this. Pick me up, cause you know he's significantly taller than her. Pick me up. So he picks her up, and she was like, you let me handle all the PR. And he was like, okay. They kiss and walk on off. And that's how the show ended. But let's talk about Nova. It was dry. I didn't understand that. I don't understand what we doing with all this filler-ish. It's pissing me off. I don't like it. So anyway, let's move on. Nova. Now, she's supposed to be working with Rod and Charley. And reluctantly, Billie. Billie is a paralegal back where she come from, right? And they trying to help out with this whole lawsuit situation. During the meeting, like I said, they got all these mayonnaise people who are making accusations. And Nova is checking them, you know, fact checking what they're saying. Like, this sound like reparations to me. Y'all trying to get reparations. And it's like, what are you talking about? Not reparations. Reparations would be the, you know, 4-point-something trillion that's owed to our people because we built this country. Right? This Nova. Billie chimes in and says, she cites case law. And she says, if you guys are not going to do what you're supposed to do, we have no choice but to go before the judge and get an emergency, some emergency relief. Because they're all like, where's our money? We want our money. We need our money. It's ridiculous to me that we're once again, as a group of black people, sitting up there waiting for a white man to tell us when they gonna thinking about what they supposed to have already thought about. Why aren't you guys before a judge? Where's your mediator? Who is this man? And then we got to look at all the cases. Where's your lawyer? Where's your lawyer? It can't be. How is it a lawsuit? Why do you need a paralegal without a lawyer? Why isn't the lawyers talking? What the freak is going on here? It's just more of this mealy mouth, pole mouth, and, you know, we need money now crap that's pissing me off. As soon as Billie says this, which is smart, Nova's just kind of looking like, Like later on, like I said, she's talking with Dominic and his sister Loretta, and she done just got her mail out the mailbox, and she talking to them about the real spot, just small talk. And then she opens up this envelope, manila envelope, and she opens it up. It's a picture of her, and somebody done draw in red Sharpie around her face like this Target, and she's like, oh, and she crushes it up. Okay, and it's some hate mail. Then we see again where Nova drags Billie's past to the ladies when they having wine. And she says, people tell you who they are, believe them. And that's why I was so outraged, because I was like, didn't you write a whole tell-all book about every part of your family? The way you drugged Darla in the middle of her recovery process and talked about the blue situation. You did all that in a book, girl, and your entire family forgave you and received you back in, ho. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. That was uncalled for. It was unkind, and that's not right. That's not right. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. You sitting in a whole glass house, girl, okay, with a handful of rocks. I can't stand that kind of person. It drives me nuts. Like you standing before these people with no blemish, spot, or blame. Wasn't you cheating with a married man? See, the hoe was about to come back up again, but I'm not. I already went too far with Pocahontas and Mayo people, and now I'm doing hoe. Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Lord, but let's move on. Okay, so then the next day, she comes up on the front porch, and Billie is sitting there, and Prosper's inside having a nap, right? You know, they ain't never together. We don't never see them together. And she said, well, I brought him some leftovers from Aunt Vi. And she go drop it off, and then she gonna walk off. And Billie is like, why won't you talk to me? What's going on? And she was like, you have some nerve to ask me why I won't talk to you. After you did what you did. She was like, what are you talking about? You told my dad that I like women. And I had to come home to a bevy of questions that I wasn't even prepared for. Girl, shut up. Shut up. Shut it up. Your daddy never stopped loving you. Never. Never turned his back on you. He might have had some questions, okay? He might have had some questions, but Papa Bordelon ain't never turned his back on you. And then to make you feel even more stupid, now mind you, when she was dragging Billie at the little girls' powwow, Aunt Vi chimed in and said it was a rumor going around that Billie was with Jimmy Dale. And Jimmy Dale had always disrespected her. But Billie, the rumor about him and Billie almost destroyed her, right? She took that super personal, okay? So now Billie is saying, you never came to my defense. Yeah, I did that, and I shouldn't have done that. She said, but you never came to my defense. Nobody in this town came to my defense. Came to your defense about what? About Jimmy Dale. Oh, please, Jimmy Dale. You know, like everybody know about you and Jimmy Dale, right? This is how Nova was acting. She said that wasn't true. That was not true. He was a 33-year-old man. I was an 18-year-old girl. Okay, he run around telling everybody I was good in bed when the fact of the matter is he raped me. It was against my will. Okay, he raped me. She said, and as soon as I graduated, the moment I graduated, I got the hell out of here because nobody believed me. Not you and none of the Bordelons. Nobody came to my defense. Nobody said a word. Even my own daddy didn't believe me. She said, so when I got my diploma, I packed my ish up, and on my way out of town, I stopped by your house to tell you goodbye, and your daddy was there. And I broke down and talked to your daddy about it and told your daddy everything. This why Papa Bordelon went round there and got Jimmy Dale. Got Jimmy Dale together and got him the hell on up. I ran him out of town. This why he did it. Because she had gone by there and she said, your daddy was so loving and so kind. It seemed like he really believed me. He didn't judge me at one time. And she said, I was so pissed off with how good you had it. and as a father, how good you had it with your daddy, that I just wanted to tear you down a little bit, and I told him that you like women. And then I left. And Nova just standing there crying because she realized you done dragged this girl. As much as you try to be so goddamn woke, Nova, so much as you try to bring everybody, black people, all together, as much forgiveness as you have needed. You claim you love Prosper, but this how you do his daughter? You could have been the intermediate intercessor, the mediator between him and his daughter. If you had just talked to the girl. Anyway, the whole truth comes out. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why ain't nobody asking about Calvin. Okay, I don't understand what's going on with Nova in this situation. I don't know why we taking Nova and Charley and Billie and all these people into this hearing about these lawsuits, and it's not in a courtroom. Y'all act like St. Joe is on the moon and all the other civilization is somewhere else, and y'all got to gather at this outpost. I just don't understand. Charley going back and forth to California. Billie came from Chicago somewhere. Like, Blue is off to school in D.C. Y'all can leave the county. Y'all can go into federal court. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this episode. Put it down below. Listen, don't forget now, y'all know I'm doing Our Kind. One of Our Kind. I don't know. I can't think of the name of it. Let me see. Oh, Lord. Ooh, they got my nerves so bad around there. I just don't understand it. And Micah, what is happening? Our Kind of People. Now, that's the name of the show I'm doing. It comes on 9 o'clock. So I'm not going to put the review up for it until Wednesday. So y'all look for that tomorrow. But let's just talk about Micah real quick. Charley is once again so concerned and worried about what's going on with Davis all of a sudden and herself. And your son is having a whole panic attack. Now, you can hear when he called on the phone that something is wrong down there in St. Joe and you in California. But you can't hear that your son is a certain type of way, the way he answered the phone. No, you're too busy self-involved. It's fine. It's fine. Michael grown now. Remember all last season, I'm grown. I'm grown. I'm grown. I'm grown. I'm grown. Your mama don't see it and your daddy don't either. Aunt Vi eyes ain't on that. This how I be. This how I be. It be so much fool-la-la going on. And meanwhile, the ones amongst us that really, really need us are slipping through the cracks. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Like I said, put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, I holla.